All right, what is up? Look at where we are now. Man, high atop the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone. Here in, yes, you guessed it, Yellowstone National Park. Park Junkie's going deep. You want to go deep? I take you deep. Right down to 7 Mile Hole. So friends, we're here at the Glacial Boulder Trailhead. It's on the North Rim Drive out here toward Inspiration Point. The 7 Mile Hole trail runs right down into the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone. There's some sweet campsites down there, but we're not gonna camp tonight. We're gonna do it out and back. It's around 10 miles. So we best get moving, huh? All right, let's go. All right, friends, the 7 Mile Hole here in Yellowstone. I did this trail back in '97 with a crew. We went down and camped down at 7 Mile Hole. It was a pretty smooth operation. One of the few backcountry adventures that I did back in those days. Most of my other trails led to the pub, but back then I did come down here to 7 Mile Hole. I've got a few pictures from the trip, but I don't remember most of it. So this is gonna be something new, sort of, today. It's a 10-mile round trip. Not too bad. We've got pretty good skies today, so might have a periodic shower, have a little rain jacket, have some warmer layers should it cool off. Right now, temperatures in the low 70s there. But we're on the move here. Trail looks to be very well traveled. This is one of the more popular routes here. It's one of the only routes into the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone. So the trail does get a substantial amount of traffic. What have we here? You see a little waterfall over there, a little ribbon across the way. Oh, well. What do you think of that? There's a little Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone for you. So the beginning of this hike, the first 2.5 miles out, maybe 2.7 miles, just runs along the north rim here of the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone. A little undulation up and down here and there, but for the most part, it's relatively flat terrain. When you hit that 2.3 mile mark, it begins to descend down into the canyon. And at that point, well, got a little bit of work to do. But up here on the flat terrain, pretty much a cruiser of a trail. All right, well, after we drop down a little bit off the plains there, we get into this little meadow out here to our north. Stroll beside that just for a little ways, and then we've got a little crossing here of a creek. All right, so at this point we've began to make our way down into the canyon here. I can feel the route winding to the south a little bit, and we start to descend down into this little drainage, which probably I haven't studied the map closely enough, but I'm assuming this just drops right into a drainage which drains down into the 7 Mile Hole. We'll see shortly. Okay, so we are moving down trail. Views beginning to unfold. We have moved out from the forest and onto the canyon wall here, and you can see the views starting to open up out here into the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone. There you go, Yellowstone River directly below. Yes, indeed, the trail changing up now. It is no longer a smooth ride, nor would I describe this trail as a cruiser. Trail changing as we move downward. Sparse vegetation. As we drop here into the canyon, it is warming up substantially, and I didn't really bring any lighter layers. I probably should have brought a long sleeve super light, like ooh, that was a fairly major limb drop out there. No, that was a tree. That was a tree that dropped. It wasn't a limb. I can see the tree shaking right now. Just came down. Ooh. Yes, indeed. A little falling tree action out there. Man. And then yes, so right here off to the side of the trail, another one of the Yellowstone curiosities. They're littered through this area. Coulter's Hell. Yep, old Coulter. Man, who knew? Who knew? All right, well, we're moving on down the trail. Super nice in the trees. Thankfully, it's not all sunshine coming out of here like it is in the Grand Canyon in Arizona. That's going to make Park Junkie's ascent a little more bearable, because, man, when you're perspiring on the way down, oh man, what's it going to be on the way out? Heading into the canyon now, 7 Mile hole right below. Beautiful. Making our way down into the 7 Mile hole right about now. Coming across some bizarre features back here. Coulter's Hell, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Coulter's Hell. Yeah, so as you can see down here, the trail leads right through an old thermal feature here. Little fumaroles up here. Looks like there used to be a couple geysers here as well, including this guy right here. Completely gone now though, nothing happening. It's just a vacant ashtray at this point. Right here on the side of the trail. 7 Mile hole. That thing probably went down at 7 miles at one point. Not today though, not today. Friends, it is warming up out here now. Park Junkie has broken into a consistent perspiration. All right, we've reached the campsites down here at 7 Mile Hole. Rushing waters as we descend into the Yellowstone River corridor just below. We're about 50 feet above the river. Oh man, it's gorgeous down here, no doubt. Getting into the Yellowstone, the Roche Jaune, as the French would say. Beautiful little water cascading down from the north rim of the Grand Canyon there. And here behind me, you see we are headed in to the 7 Mile Hole. Oh yeah. All right, what an afternoon down here at 7 Mile Hole. Yellowstone River flowing down here through the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone. Man, what a spectacular hike today. The weather is perfect. Looked like we might have had a little rain there, but that seems to have passed on through. Partly cloudy skies, nice and sunny. And this river is flowing like mad. All right, well, after chilling out down here for a while at 7 Mile Hole, gonna dip out, trail headed back. Looks like we got some more clouds rolling in. We may actually get some precipitation from this one behind me. Who knows? But you can see big black clouds rolling in on the Park Junkie down here in 7 Mile Hole. Not a problem, we've got some gear for that. But we're gonna hit the trail, head back, get on the bike, and head back down to Lake Village. Got a nice afternoon down here on the river though, super spec, no doubt. There's a group camping down here, the little camp right there. There's another camp here and one more up top, but other than that, there's no one down here, and I've only passed 5 people on the trail total coming down here. As busy as Yellowstone is right now, 5 people on the trail, boom. So, you know, you get a mile or so off the pavement, you don't see anyone. Hey, I love it. Shh. Anyway, say goodbye to the Yellowstone River for now. And the 7 Mile Hole. We're gonna head back on the trail, blast back out of this canyon up to the rim above, and then take that cruiser trail right back to the bike. So we'll have a little elevation to gain here. Coming up out of here, it feels like we dropped like 700 or 800 feet. I don't know how many we dropped, but right there's the rim above. So, yeah, you can see right there, that's the level we need to attain, and then just shoot that straight back to the bike. All right, on our way back out, we've just now crested the top of this little thermal feature, this little geyser field. And our little guy is going off right here. Just a little spray there. But as you can tell, there's a lot of activity down through this field. You can see the water flow going down from that geyser. Right here, another big hole. Right there, right there. That's it. Holes there. Another little basin over there, a little white thing right there. That's cool. Oh man, they're all through here. Park Junkie is at work now. Man, whew. Coming up out of here, give you a little bit of a kaboom, kaboom, kaboom kind of workout, you know? So be aware. You're gonna gain some elevation from the river back to the rim. And it ain't all that easy, but it's a short section of the hike. It's about a fourth. 25% of this hike is this hill, this canyon wall. Feels good to get that pump going in there. Let you know you're alive. There's a mission before you. You have to just keep plowing on. And in the end, you're all the stronger for it. We've capped out of the canyon, headed back up this little drainage into that meadow. And then from up there, we hit the rim. Whew. It has started to rain on me. Just a little bit. Nothing that heavy yet. If it gets heavy, I'll stop and throw on a layer. Try to keep my body as dry as possible, although I'm already sweaty. That may make situation worse if I get soaking wet. It can make you chilled. So I'll try to throw on another layer here if the rain picks up. But for right now, I'm just gonna keep cruising. Just try to keep the heat flowing, keep the old furnace burning. Yeah, you know, you can stay pretty warm. You stay active in a lot of different environments. But the second you stop to rest, that heater starts to turn down the old BTUs and you end up getting chilled. So I'm just gonna keep blazing on here. And if it starts to rain continuously or hard, then I'll pull in and do a pit stop here and throw on another layer. But for now, we're rolling. And see, just like that, no more rain. Yeah, that's Yellowstone for you. Weather's always changing. Always. Always changing. You can think you got a picture perfect day, and 10 minutes later, you find yourself in the shit. Now we just head back up this hill here. This takes us away from the little meadow down there and puts us right back up on the rim. And then we got a straight shot back to the bike. And now it's just spectacular out here. I mean, look at this. Green, glowing forest. partly cloudy, blue skies. Oh, sunshine slicing through the trees right now. Just laying out patterns in the forest of insane geometric detail. Look at that. Wow. It's just excellent out here right now. Oh man, what a nice Yellowstone afternoon it is after all. Just rolling right through the day with sunshine and miles under the feet. Man, it's hard to beat, friends. Forest in here, a lot of young growth you'll see. A lot of older trees have fallen by the wayside. So you do have a few taller trees here, but this forest not that old really. A lot of your larger trees on the ground. And as you can see, there's probably more trees on the ground through here than there are in the sky. But a lot of youth coming up here in this forest, high atop this northern rim of the Grand Canyon. And you'll look out through here and see literally thousands of young trees. Look at that. There's 10 right here. Just boom, 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 boom. Another 10. There's thousands through here. The strong will survive and grow to replenish the earth from which they came. Yes, and then they'll fall back to the floor one day. Oh, across the wagons and over the sands of time. All right, friends. Well, that is just about going to do it from here in Yellowstone today. What a nice trip down into the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone. 7 Mile hole delivered an excellent trip today down into the depths of the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone. Friends, if you're coming to Yellowstone, I suggest checking out some trails like this. If you got it in you, you can throw in 10 miles in a day. That's a spectacular option to get into the depths of the Grand Canyon and not see a lot of guests. There's no doubt about that. We may be loving our parking lots to death, but this trail right here, it's all 5 people all day. So options abound here in Yellowstone. If you're coming into the park and you need a guide, cruise on over to parkjunkie.com. Over there, you'll find a complete guide to Yellowstone, as well as all 62 other national parks. And you can access that right there online at parkjunkie.com. Friends, I'm going to check out, get back on the bike, head back down to Canyon Village, grab myself a bite to eat and a cold beverage, and we're going to chill. Appreciate you tuning in. I'll check you on the next trail. Hope to see you there. Indeed. Cheers. I'm checking out.